From Ticker News, this is Ticker Today.
Hello, I'm Aaron Young. President Trump has announced his readiness to impose a second phase of sanctions against Russia following a significant aerial assault on Ukraine. Over the weekend, Russia launched over 800 drones and missiles, resulting in civilian casualties and damage to Kyiv's government headquarters. In response to questions about the sanctions, Trump confirmed his intention but didn't provide further details. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the US will coordinate with European allies to increase economic pressure on Russia, viewing it as crucial to the conflict's resolution. Meanwhile, President Trump expressing frustration over stalled peace efforts and ongoing military aggression coming from Russia. The US Treasury Secretary has expressed confidence that President Trump's tariff plan will prevail at the Supreme Court. However, he cautioned that if the court rules against the tariffs, the Treasury may need to issue substantial refunds on about half of them. The Trump administration is seeking a swift Supreme Court review after a federal appeals court deemed most tariffs on imports are illegal. A decision from the Supreme Court could take until next summer, with potential refunds amounting to over $750 billion if tariffs are overturned. In preparation for possible rulings, the administration is now considering alternative legal measures to maintain tariff levels. Apple and Samsung are focusing on slimmer devices to stimulate sales, even sacrificing some battery life. Apple set to unveil its new iPhone 17 series this week, including a 5.5mm thick Air model that may replace the Plus variant, with prices ranging from $899 US to $349. However, the new model is expected to have a smaller battery capacity, which may appeal to customers who prioritize design and portability. Meanwhile, sales in the smartphone market remain flat, with increased competition from brands like Xiaomi. Apple likely to keep its pricing stable, aided by its investment in US manufacturing. Market pressures, though, especially from China, still influencing how that strategy goes. All right, let's check the markets for you at the start of the week. And investors on Wall Street bracing for upcoming inflation data while stock valuations still remain high. The S&P 500 index has now hit a record despite September historically being a pretty challenging month for stocks. Concerns about weaker job growth and potential interest rate cuts from the Federal Reserve now influencing market sentiment. A recent court ruling deemed most of President Trump's tariffs are illegal, adding uncertainty for investors. Analysts suggest that ongoing trade issues as well as inflation reports could impact the already high stock valuations moving forward.